dust is always in the air, and cleaning it, ugh, is the worst. So get a Swiffer duster. It captures dust in one swipe without lifting a thing. Trap and lock 3 times more dust. Oh yeah, you'll love Swiffer or your money back.
Have you been having a difficult time hooking, but because of the corona, for this setup to work 2.0 on your PC? I also wanted to show that the mini HDMI will actually plug into this HDMI out in the side of the camera, and that's what will go into the HDMI in on the Camlink 4K. So just in case you get confused, that is where it will be in relation to the ADD on the camera. So now that you have all your parts plugged into your camera, into the Camlink, into the PC, you can now open up OBS or Streamlabs OBS, and you can set up a new scene, and you just add Camlink as your camera source, and then everything should show up. However, the first time you start a scene using Camlink in OBS or Streamlabs OBS, it will look like this. This isn't ideal, but it's extremely easy to fix with just the click of a few buttons to hook up your Canon 80D to a Camlink 4K. First thing you'll need is the Camlink 4K. You can get this off of Elgato's website, but because of the corona pandemic, right now they have been hard to come by, so you might have to buy them from a secondhand source. The second thing you're gonna need is gonna just be your base Canon 80D with any stock lens kit, and then you'll be ready to go. We do need 2 other attachments for this setup to work correctly and efficiently, so let's switch over and I'll show you what those are right now. One of them is going to be an HDMI to mini HDMI. This will plug into your camera. This side will plug into the Camlink 4K. And then I just recommend a constant power supply for your Canon 80D. You should buy a Canon branded constant power supply. However, I have used off brands before in my Canon 80D and have had no issues with it. Your mini HDMI will plug into the typical HDMI port on the Camlink 4K, and that will go into a USB 3.0 on your PC. I also wanted to show that the mini HDMI will actually plug into this HDMI out in the side of the camera, and that's what will go into the HDMI in on the Camlink 4K. So just in case you get confused, that is where it will be in relation to the ADD on the camera. So now that you have all your parts plugged into your camera, into the Camlink, into the PC, you can now open up OBS or Streamlabs OBS, and you can set up a new scene, and these, once we click this info button once, twice, maybe 3 times, it will actually remove focus on the Canon. So let's try and get rid of that right now. In order to get rid of the focus on this camera, that over to manual focus, you can now see that it might look blurry. You just have to adjust your camera on. I've found I've been able to remedy this situation just by turning the camera on. Menu, you will want to go to your power settings, and you will want to turn off an automatic timeout, otherwise your camera will turn off. And as long as you're hooked up to that alternate power source, you should be good to go. I really do hope that this video has helped you. I hope, again, if that doesn't work, I'll unplug the Camlink 4K, and that usually resolves the issue as well once I turn everything back on and hook everything back up.
In today's video, I'm going to show you how to set up a front USB slot on your latch. For example, this is my camera right here. There's a little latch on it that says HDMI. You basically want to find wherever that is on your camera and open that up. And as you can see right here, there's a slot where you charge it, but you specifically want to look for the HDMI plug right like this one right here. You want to basically try to find what kind of plug that is. So for example, this slot right here, I believe is called a micro HDMI slot. So what I did was I went and bought an adapter that turns this HDMI signal. It basically turns it into a mini HDMI signal right like this. So now you want to move on to setting up your camera. My camera has a setting in the video settings called Clean HDMI Out. And basically what this does is makes it so that there's not a bunch of stuff on your OBS screen, so that there's not a bunch of like camera settings and whatnot like that. I'll try to help as best as I can in the comments down below, so if you have a question on this, please don't hesitate to let me know. But what I'm going to basically need you to do is look up your camera specifically on Google, and then look up how to change the video into clean HDMI mode, and that will make it where OBS will here to sources, and go ahead and add a source. The source you want to add is video capture device, so go ahead and click on that. Click OK or whatever, and there you go. Assuming that you have clean HDMI on, you are going to be able to see that in this camera right here, you should have your Camlink 4K. If it's not selected, just, click the drop down menu and select Camlink 4K. From that, go ahead and click OK, and that will be in your scene. Anyways, guys, that is going to do it for today's tutorial. Make sure to leave a like if this helped. If you have any questions about how I did any of this, please make sure to leave a comment down below. I respond to every single comment, so I will see your comment. Basically, on, you are going to be able to see that in this camera right here, you should have your Camlink 4K. If it's not selected, just, click the drop down menu and select Camlink 4K. From that, go ahead and click OK, and that will be in your scene. Anyways, guys, that is going to do it for today's tutorial. Make sure to leave a like if this helped. If you have any
Today's video is shot in 4K, so hit that little cog at the bottom and hit 4K. Okay, so now you want to open the little flap to expose the headphone and microphone jacks. You're going to want to put it in whatever external mic you have. I just chose the $60 Rode with the little windsock on it. And then you're going to want to find a pair of headphones. I'm using my Audio Technicas for this. And then you plug that one right in. And then you're going to want to turn on the camera just to make sure you're using the external mic. Locate the two microphones at the front of the camera. You can rub them and tap them, and then listen to the video playback later. And then rub and tap.
It's 4. Good afternoon. Playing that. They're going to come out of that in 1 minute and 50 seconds. So maybe we won't even... No, this will be good. I might just turn this down. And then when we need to, we'll put the Kansas on and we'll bump back to the stream. But before the stream comes back, I want to just say a small issue I've got using... I did a test today with the LiveU Solo with this guy. I did a test stream and everything was fine except using the, what's it called? The full screen preview output here on OBS. You can send a preview from OBS to the HDMI output on your MacBook Pro, and then that'll go straight into the LiveU Solo. The only thing is, OBS disabled the audio on that output, and so I need to get some kind of mixer or a joiner of audio, something that can add audio into an HDMI signal, because we know HDMI does audio and visuals, and normally the HDMI output would send audio, but OBS don't send audio through there. It's very strange. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some research. We've already talked about it on this stream, but we're going to bump into the Atlanta police shooting. It's going to be a bit heavy from now on in. On here, because the stream's about to come back out, and we'll have to address the daily vlog. They don't know that the daily vlog's on. Okay, so there we go. It's playing now. Just wait for it. Now, when we come back in, this will make sense to you and me. There we go. And listen to this little something. You guys can go back to the live stream. Here we go. Hey folks, we're back. Now what you didn't know, and they did not know this, but the daily vlog was coinciding with that pre-roll. So when that was rolling, I started my daily vlog. We've only got a little whiles left here on the daily vlog. It's a 4-minute daily vlog every day. I was just talking to the daily vlog about the issue with the audio not being routed through the HDMI output from OBS when you enable full screen.